Good morning students. Welcome back to the geometry class. This is the third revision session. In the previous two sessions, we have revised the first lesson and a small part of parallel lines. And today we are going to continue with the revision of parallel lines, and also we are going to see some multiple choice questions so that you will get an idea about what type of questions will be asked in the exam. So let's start with the session. Now we have, in the previous session we have seen about the corresponding angles, pair of alternate interior angles, pair of alternate exterior angles, all type of angles we have seen. Now we are going to see the corresponding angles theorem. Now this theorem states that the corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measures. That means if you consider this figure, if line L is parallel to line M and line N is a transversal, then we can say that which are the two corresponding angles are formed here? Yes, angle A and angle B. So these two angles will have equal measure. So this is the corresponding angles theorem. Then we have seen the converse of corresponding angles theorem. It is also called as corresponding angles test, which states that if a pair of corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two lines is congruent, then the two lines are parallel. So if you consider this figure, then you can say that in the figure, if angle A is equal to angle B, then what you have to show? Line L is parallel to line M. Now let's try to solve some problem from practice set 2.1. This will give you a clear idea how to solve this type of questions. Now in this figure, line RP is parallel to line MS and line DK is their transversal. Angle DHP is given as 85 degree and you have to find the measures of angle RHD, angle PHG, angle HGS and angle MGK. Now how will you solve this sum? So first you have to observe that which is angle DHP. This angle is angle DHP and it is given as 85 degree. Now what is the first question? You have to find the measure of angle RHD. So this angle you have to find out. So what you will do? You will see the relation of this angle with the given angle. So this angle RHD is in linear pair with the angle DHP. And we know that the angles in linear pair are supplementary. So that way you can find the measure of angle RHD. Now let's start writing solution. Measure angle DHP plus measure angle RHD is equal to 180 degree. Write this equation as equation 1 and reason you will write as angles in linear pair. Now let's substitute the values here. Angle DHP is given as 85 degree. So write here 85 degree plus measure angle RHD, that is equal to 180 degree. Now shift this 85 degree to the right hand side. You will get measure angle RHD is equal to 180 minus 85, that is equal to 95 degree. So here we got the first answer. Measure angle RHD is equal to 95 degree. So we got the first answer. Now we have to solve the second one where we have to find measure angle PHG. So observe this figure. This angle you have to find out. Now is there any relation with the given angles here? Yes. Now this angle you can find with the angles in linear pair. This angle PHG is in linear pair with angle DHP. It is also an vertically opposite angle with RHD. So this relation we will find angle RHD is equal to angle PHG because they are vertically opposite angles. So let's write down major angle PHG is equal to major angle RHD, and reason you will write as vertically opposite angles. Therefore, major angle PHG is equal to 95 degree because major angle RHD is 95 degree. After that, we have to find major angle HGS. Now this angle we have to find out. So how will you find out? Line RP is parallel to line MS and DK is a transversal. Therefore, major angle HGS and major angle DHP, these two angles are corresponding angles. So you will write here, therefore major angle PHG is equal to 85 degree. Hence we got the third answer. Now which angle you have to find out? Angle MGK. Now angle MGK is the vertically opposite angle to angle HGS. So that will be also equal to angle HGS. Therefore, major angle MGK is equal to major angle HGS. Reason you will write as vertically opposite angles. Therefore, major angle MGK is equal to 85 degree. Hence, we have solved this sum. So, this way you have to solve all the related sums. Now, we are going to solve the fourth sum from practice set 2.1. This sum was asked by one of the student as a doubt. So, we are going to solve this sum. In the given figure, side of angle PQR and angle XYZ are parallel to each other. Prove that angle PQR is congruent to angle XYZ. Now observe this figure. What is given to us? That angle P, the sides of angle PQR. Now which are the sides? Angle PQ, sides of this angle, side PQ and side QR. And angle XYZ, which are the sides? Side XY and side YZ. Now these sides are parallel to each other. And you have to prove that angle PQR is congruent to angle XYZ. Now this sum is very simple. Only what you have to do, you have to write down this sum systematically in your notebook so that you will be able to understand this. Now let's start with the solution. Ray XY is parallel to ray PQ and ray YZ is parallel to ray QR. This is given to us. And what you have to prove is angle PQR is congruent to angle XYZ. Now let's start with the proof. For that, first we have to do some construction here. What construction you will do? Extend ray YZ and ray QR in the opposite directions. Ray YZ intersects ray OP at point L. So you have to observe this figure and this construction properly, and accordingly you will solve this sum. Let's start with the proof here. What is given to us? Ray XY is parallel to ray PQ. Now just now in the construction we have written that ray YZ intersects the ray QP at point L. That means point P, L, Q will be collinear points. They are on the same line. Therefore, we can write here ray XY is parallel to ray PL and LY is their transversal. And reason you will write as points P, L, Q are collinear points. Now, if you consider these two are parallel lines and this line LY is their transversal, then what you can find here? Angle XYZ and angle PLY. These two are the pair of corresponding angles. So let's write down angle XYZ and is congruent to angle PLY. write this equation as equation 1 and reason you will write as corresponding angles. Now you have to consider ray YZ is parallel to ray QR. Reason is given. Now if ray YZ is parallel to ray QR, then what you will get? Now this ray YZ is also, instead of YZ we can write LZ. So now if you consider line LZ is parallel to line QR and sec PQ is their transversal, then what you will get? Angle LQR and angle PLY, they are the corresponding angles, so they must be equal. So let's write down, therefore angle PLY is congruent to angle LQR. Reason is corresponding angles. Now this point L is intersects the line PQ, that means it is on the line on the ray PQ. So instead of angle LQR we can write angle PQR. So let's write down, therefore angle PLY is congruent to angle PQR. Write this equation as equation 2 and reason is points PLQR collinear points. So if you observe equation 1 and equation 2, you will see that angle PLY is congruent to angle XYZ and here angle PLY is congruent to angle PQR. So we can write angle XYZ is congruent to angle PQR. So that is your final proof. So from equation 1 and 2. Hence we have proved. I hope you all have understood now. MCQs we are going to solve here. So because in the exam also you are going to solve the MCQs. Now this type of questions are going to ask in your exam. So try to solve these sums properly. Now first sum, point M is the midpoint of seg AB. If AB is equal to 8, then length of AM is equal to dash. Now point M is the midpoint of seg AB. So that means this point M divides the segment AB into two equal parts. And if AB is 8, then what you will get? Length of AM as. So first you draw the diagram according to the given. So suppose this is segment AB and M is the midpoint. So if AB is 10, what will be the length of AM? Half of AB. So therefore half of AB means your answer will be option C, 4. Is that clear to all of you? Any doubt here? Simple questions are there, only you have to solve it properly and you have to solve all the practice sets and problem sets properly. From that any question can be asked as a multiple choice question. Now the second one, two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. If measure of one of the angle is 65 degree, then the measure of its corresponding angle is. Now this is very simple. It can be asked for only 1 mark. The above question can be asked for 2 marks or 1 mark. Now one of the angle is 65 degree. Then what will be its corresponding angle? Yes, 65 degree. Why? Because the measure of corresponding angles is equal. Therefore your answer is option A, that is 65 degree. Now see the next sum. In this sum you have to write the converse of the given statement. Now this type of sums you have to solve on your own because everyone will have their own method to write the converse. I will first write the conditional form of the statement and then I will try to write the converse. Now what is the statement given? The diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. Now what will be the conditional statement for this? If the given quadrilateral is a rectangle, then its diagonals are congruent. So that statement you have to write the inverse way. Means what? If the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent, then that quadrilateral is rectangle. So this should be your answer. So let's see the options first. First option, if the diagonals of a rectangle are congruent, then that is a quadrilateral. This will be surely not your answer. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent, then that quadrilateral is a rectangle. So this is your answer. So first you have to read all the options and then you have to select your correct option or correct answer. See the next question. Here P dash Q dash R and distance PQ is given as 2 and distance PR is given as 10. And you have to find distance QR. Now this question can be asked for 2 marks. So now first you have to draw the figure, collinear points P dash Q dash R. Now PQ is given as 2 and PR is given as 10. So what you will do here, you have to find distance of QR. So what you can do here, you can subtract the distance of PQ from PR. So you will get distance QR. So let's do it. 10 minus 2 is 8. So your answer is option B, 8. Is that clear to all of you? Now next one, with reference to the given figure, what is the name of the opposite ray of ray RP? Now first understand what is the ray RP. This ray is the ray RP because always while writing the name of the ray, starting point will be here, say this dot. So here ray RQ will be on this side. So you have to write the name of the opposite ray. So what will be the opposite ray? This side. So ray RS can be or ray RT. So anyone can be the opposite ray of ray RP. So first see the options here. First one, ray ST is given. So that will be surely not the option. So your ray should start from point R. So next option is ray PQ. So that will be also not your answer, not your correct option. Then see the next, ray RS. Yes, ray RS is the correct answer. Now see the fourth option also, ray SR. SR is also not a correct answer. So option C is the correct answer for this question. Is that clear to all of you? Now see the next question. In this figure, if line Q is parallel to line R and line P is a transversal, then which of the following is a pair of alternate exterior angles? Now we have to find the alternate exterior angles. So first you have to see all the options. What are the options given? Angle H and angle E. So angle H and angle E. Where are angle H and E? These are not alternate exterior angle. These are in linear pair. So this is not an option. See the option B, angle A and angle G. So angle A and angle G. These are alternate angles and these are exterior angles too. So this can be the answer. Still you have to check for the other two options. Angle C and angle E. These are alternate angles but these are alternate interior angles. And what is asked to you? Alternate exterior angles. So this will be this will not be your answer. Then what is the last option? Angle E and angle D. So here angle E and angle D. These are interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So this is also not the correct option. So what is the correct option? Option B, angle A and angle G. I hope you all are understanding this. This way you have to solve these sums. With this, I will end this session here. We will meet in the next session. In that session also, we are going to do the revision only. So we will solve some more problems. Till then, keep on practicing these types of sums. Thanks for watching this video.